Scouts. Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa Cohn, also known as Miss Melissa of Konjo, which is a kids yoga company based in Duluth, Minnesota, and I am broadcasting today for Girl Scouts, Lakes and Pines. So Girl Scouts of Minnesota and Wisconsin, Lakes and Pines. Hello, Girl Scouts. I am on Facebook Live right now. I will say I'm looking at the Konjo feed. So if there's a sound issue, somebody hop over to the Konjo live video and just tell me that. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep going and think everything is okay. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. This is our first class of this new series that is called Girl Scouts Love Yoga. It's a virtual program that we're bringing to you on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. The link every week will be slightly different, but we won't be here too long. So we're going to get moving in our bodies. We're going to feel our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our breath, see how they do with yoga with some physical activity and also some relaxing activity. So for today, we have a theme for class. So, hi, I see someone from Illinois, I think. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. So, our theme for class today is going to be about breath and the magic of breath. So we're going to start with some activities. And I want to do a quick introduction. You might see that little orange kitty. That's Oscar. There's another kitty at our house that might join in. They're both curious. So we're going to, before I talk about breath, we're going to feel breath in our body. So I'm going to move back slightly so you can see a little bit better. To do our first breath together, we're going to need to be in a seated pose where you can sit up nice and tall. So if you want, you can do crisscross applesauce. You can also be on your knees or in a different position to do this. But we're going to start first with feeling breath. And so let's talk about how breath comes into our bodies, right? We have our nose, our mouth. What else do we have? We have our airways that comes down to our lungs. And around our lungs, what protects us is those ribs, right? So we're going to take our hands like we're going to give ourselves a nice little hug. And it's going to feel different in all of our bodies. So your body might look a little different than my body, and that's okay. But what I'm going to have you do is kind of make like you're doing a heart shape, right? And you're going to feel your ribs. So you decide what's a good way to feel your ribs. Maybe you just want your hands like this. Maybe you want them like this. I like them like this. But then what we're going to do is we're going to get silent and still, and we're just going to breathe. So we're going to take big breaths in and big breaths out. And notice in our body where we feel that breath. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Let's try to all breathe in through our nose together. Out through our mouth. One more time. Sit up nice and tall for this one. Big breath in through our nose. Out through our mouth. Maybe you felt your breath in your lungs. Maybe you felt it in your chest. Let's do one more thing to try to feel and hear our breath in our bodies. So let's go ahead and take our hands. We're going to make it look like little earmuffs. And we're going to put them around our ears. Now you can do this at home. And I'm going to ask you to start breathing in and out through just your nose. So close your mouth. If you want to close your eyes, you can. Get silent and still for a moment. And just notice your breath. Good. So maybe you heard that in your body. Maybe it felt like you could hear it in your ears like the ocean. Maybe not. It's a cool way to experiment with feeling your breath. So let's talk for just a moment. What does breath do for us? Right? We're going to talk about science for a moment, but it's going to be really simple. I think my kindergarten teacher would be proud. Okay, so here's the deal. How does breath work? We breathe oxygen in through our nose and through our mouth, and we breathe out carbon dioxide, right? Okay, so with that theme in mind, we're going to start doing some yoga activities. That's not just breath. It's going to be a little bit of movement. And we have a goal for class that we're going to just notice our breath, okay? And we're going to try to remember to breathe as we get going. If you need any water next to you, go ahead and grab that. I do want to say hello. We have some comments from all around the U.S. Hello, Girl Scouts. Nice to see you. Let's go ahead and get going. Warming up our body. So one of the magical things about breath is it helps us get energized, helps wake us up. It also can help calm us down. So we're going to start with one of my favorite patterns to get moving with our breath. I'm going to ask that you start standing for this one. And we're going to start in mountain pose. Looks about like this. Feet are nice and firm on the ground. Heart is up towards the sky. Feel nice and strong. Good. Our hands are going to come towards our heart, and we're going to do a yoga pattern with our breath. So follow along. It does get a little tricky. I'm going to point this way so you can see the whole version, okay? Start at our hands, at our hearts. We take a big breath in, big breath out. Good. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in. This one's a little trickier. Breath out, we go down to the ground. Breath in, we come all the way back up. Breath out, we go back to our starting place. Good. Let's do that pattern again. Are you ready? Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. And out. In. Down to the ground and out. In, come up. Out, come to our starting place. Good. Now let's notice our breath. Do our same pattern, but see what happens with our breath when we go a little bit faster. Are you ready? Let's do our starting place. Let's ground ourselves in with the breath. Good. Big breath in, big breath out. 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 Maybe you want to put your hand on your heart. Do you feel your heart beating a little bit faster? Did that breath going faster wake you up? Yeah, it did. So we will have time at the end of class to focus on slowing down our breath a little bit and notice how that helps relax our body. But now we're going to go into some yoga poses. So I'm going to face this direction because I think it might be easiest for everyone at home to view. But we're going to start our yoga poses today in mountain pose. So we're going to stand up nice and tall in mountain pose. Our hearts are going to shine up towards the sky or the ceiling. Our feet are going to ground onto the ground. And we're going to have a slight bend in our knees as we stand nice and tall and strong. Good. And then we're going to imagine that we're trees, possibly palm trees. So for this, we're going to have our arms come up towards the ceiling. This is a little tricky from my location, but let's come here. So your arms are going to come up nice and tall. And we're going to just gently go over to one side. Feel a stretch. Come up nice and tall. Go over to the other side. Feel a stretch. Good. Come up nice and tall. And now this time we're going to hold the stretch a little bit longer on each side. And I'm going to ask you just to notice your breath, how it changes when we hold, okay? So we're gonna take breath in, breath out, we're gonna bend. Breath in, we're gonna come up. Breath out, we're gonna bend. We're gonna do that one more time. Breath in, we're gonna come up. Breath out, we're gonna bend. Breath in, we're gonna come up. Breath out, we're gonna bend. Good. Let's have our hands come down to our side. Let's get our legs nice and wide. Our toes are gonna go out a little bit at an angle. Nice. And then our hands are gonna come up, and this is gonna be star pose. Do you know how many points are on a star? 5. Should we count them for a star? Okay. We're going to do this kind of tricky. So we're going to take our hand. We're going to count the 1 point down. There's 1 point. Let's count that other leg. Here's the 2 points. Good. Let's bring our hands together for 3 and 4. Good. Bring them out. And let's bring our hands to our head for the 5 point. Good. Star is going to come out. Good. And now we're going to do a folding star. So your hands can stay out as we fold in our star. Your hands can also come to your hips if your hands need a break. But either way, wherever you're at, we're going to hinge forward at our hips and then let our star hang. So our arms can come out like a flying star. They can come towards the ground or the mat. We're going to hang out for a moment. Notice how you're breathing. Good. And then we're going to use our star arms to help us get back up. So our arms are going to go out to the side or back to our hips, whichever you want. And as we take a breath in, we're going to rise. Are you ready? Big breath in, rise up. Good. So now we're going to go into a lunge. It's going to be a little bit harder on our bodies. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot our arms one way, and our feet are going to go that way too. Our back heel is going to lift up a little bit, and we're going to have our arms come up nice and tall, and then we're going to bend in that front leg. Feel the burn. Okay. And then when you need a moment of rest, that back knee is going to come down. Your toes in the back can stay tucked or can come down, but feel nice and strong. And we're going to feel the magic of our breath by doing dragon's breath. So if you need a moment to rest your arms, they can come here. As I explained dragon's breath, we're going to take a big breath in through our nose, and then our breath out is going to be like this. Let it all go through your mouth. And if you want, you can do the dragon arms with me and pretend that they're like little fire coming out. Are you ready? Here's how it goes. We take a big breath in, big breath out. Good. That feels nice and good. All right, let's twist out that dragon. So one hand is going to come down to the ground. So your knee that is up, that arm is going to go up towards the sky. Get a nice twist in your dragon. Good. All right, hands going to come down to the ground. And now is going to be a little like ninja move, okay? We're going to pop our leg up. We're going to come back to our fallen star. Our head's going to be heavy for a moment, and we're going to remember to breathe. Big breath ins, big breaths out. Good. Same thing that we did before. Our hands can be at our hips, or they can be out to the side as we bring our star back up. So breath in is going to help us get up. Good. Now we're going to do the other side. So, remember what we did here? We're going to swing our hands and our feet to point in that other direction. Our back heel is going to pop up off the floor. Our arms are going to be nice and strong up tall, and we're going to bend in that front knee. Feel the burn in your leg. Good. Our back knee is going to come down. We're going to situate it in here. Now, this is going to look silly because I'm about to do dragon's breath to my layup. But you can do the dragon's breath whichever way you're facing. Are you ready? We're going to take a big breath in and a big breath out with dragon. Big breath in. Let it go. Good. And let's twist out the dragon on this side. So the knee that is pointing up, that arm is going to go up towards the sky. The other one is going to come down to the ground. Good job. And then we're going to twist up. Good. And now, however you want to come out of that twisting dragon, you go for it. Good job, Girl Scouts. I'm checking the time, and it's looking like we're about 15 minutes into class, which is perfect, because now we get to focus on the magic of our breath and how that can help us calm down after we just did about 10 minutes of a little more movement and exercising. So let's go ahead, before we do relaxing, let's go ahead and get out those wiggles and those giggles and let go for just one more moment. After I cue this, you can just relax, okay? And you can go on your back, your side, you can be seated, but you will not need to look at me for the next 5 minutes or so when I read the relaxation, okay? So anything that we're gonna do to get out our wiggles before we relax is we're gonna come onto our backs. Nice. We're gonna have our hands are going to go up towards the sky. Our feet are gonna go up towards the sky. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna count down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? And as I do that, we are going to together shake our hands and our feet and our whole legs as fast as we can. And when we're done, you go ahead and just relax, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Whew. Good. Stay relaxed. Notice your breath. See if you can feel where you feel it in your body. See if you can feel your heartbeat. But go ahead if you'd like, and if you're in a space where you'd like to close your eyes. I'm going to read us our relaxation for the day, which is called Magic Bubble. It's going to take us a couple minutes to read through. Close your eyes, breathe, and rest. As if you're falling asleep, let go of all thoughts. Just feel your breath. When we're silent and still, I'll know that we're ready to listen. With every breath, you become more and more relaxed. Great. Imagine you have entered a garden. Notice how fresh everything smells and how vibrantly green the leaves and the plants look. You decide to take a closer look and you walk up to one of the largest leaves hanging over the pathway. It's shining with dewdrops and tiny bubbles. As you get closer, one of the bubbles begins to grow bigger. Its delicate surface shimmers in the sunlight. The dewdrop becomes so big that it's equal to your size. Now it's a giant bubble, a magic bubble. You reach out to touch this magic sphere, and then you step into it. It is peaceful inside the bubble. The bubble keeps you completely safe while letting you see everything. As you begin to float gently through the air, you feel happy, relaxed, and protected. You float gracefully up into the sky. The sun warms you, and the breeze lifts you higher and higher. You are above the treetops, looking down on the world below. You see the streets connect the houses and the stores and the office buildings. The roads are like lines between schools and parks and all the other places you like to go. You can actually see how everything fits together. From this perspective, the world makes sense. It's beautiful. You are part of one really big community. You understand why it's so important for everyone to respect each other and work together. We are all connected. Take some time now to enjoy the ride in your magic bubble. Just feel your breath and ride in your bubble. In just a few moments, I'll bring you back. It's time to return to the room now. Let the magic bubble change direction and carry you back to where you started. Down, down you glide, right through a rainbow. When you land, pop goes the bubble. You are feeling centered and refreshed. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers or your toes. Take any final stretches that feel good to you on your back or your side. And when you're ready, come back up to a seated position so we can end class together. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So that was our first Girl Scouts Love Yoga virtual class. I am so grateful to be with you today on my magic carpet that I have behind me. I'm so grateful that wherever you are, that you're able to be with me here. Whether you're watching this live or watching this later, I just want to express my thanks for your time and your attention and your willingness to try something maybe a little bit different than you've tried before. We talked today about the magic of breath, and so many things are crazy in the world right now, and maybe crazy in our households, maybe crazy in our minds, maybe crazy in our hearts, maybe crazy in our bodies. We're feeling some tension and confusion and chaos. And maybe what we learned here today can help us when we're feeling a little unsettled. We have that resource of breath. It's our superpower. We can always come back to it. And remember maybe that breath, if you need to feel it in your lungs, that we started class with, or maybe you need to get quiet with your earmuffs and just hear your body breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. It really helps calm us down, and it can also energize us and get us going for the day. So dear Girl Scouts, I hope that you take your breath with you. Everybody breathes all the time, but a lot of times we forget about it. So I hope that maybe you take a moment to remember your breath, have it be your superpower in the week ahead. And I'd like to end with a little snippet that stood out to me today from the Girl Scout mission and the Girl Scout law. Now, I'm not a Girl Scout. I never went through Girl Scouts as a kiddo, but I have been at the One World, One Family event for Lakes and Pines out in Brainerd. I've been at Kaleidoscope, and I've been able to meet some Girl Scouts and be a part of your team a little bit. And through that, I've learned a little bit more about your organization. So the one little thing that stood out to me today for the Girl Scout law is this little line about make the world a better place. So Girl Scouts, I hope that you can access your breath this week, however that is for you, and that breath helps empower you to make the world a better place. So from my living room to yours, thank you. Have a lovely Tuesday. Let's go ahead and all say thank you together on the count of 3 to end our class. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Goodbye, Girl Scouts. Loved seeing you.